Alrighty, what is up, guys? Aldo here. I want to give you an update. Bitcoin, Ethereum. I'm going to talk about XRP that's been pumping, Dixie, Nasdaq a little bit as well. In total, 3 today. Hope you enjoy the content. If you like the video, please leave a like. Yeah, so let's get into it. On the 2 week, I want to start off with a little bit of macro analysis and then get into more of the short term. Still got the red dot, printing VWAP coming down on the 2 week as money flows coming out. The VWAP's been above the zero line for a while. Obviously, very bearish on the macro. I mean, unless you're thinking, maybe over here something like this would happen, and then you just come into a crazy new bull run. I mean, it doesn't seem likely given that, if you keep the 4-year cycle, you're in that accumulation year, here, and it took time to finally break out to that point. We would be looking at potentially a double bottom or maybe even a lower low if you do come into a bad recession or something. I mean, who knows? In my opinion, this was a double bottom here. They made higher, a little bit of a higher low. And then if you hit this kind of area, this would be around your 400 weekly moving average into September or later summer. That would be the higher low. That would be repeating that kind of general pattern. It'd be kind of crazy if we did repeat that 3 times, kind of like clockwork, very similar. But, your 500 weekly is down here, which is, 12, 13K. That's kind of like the worst case scenario right now. I mean, anything could happen, obviously. We could go to 10K, 9K, whatever. I mean, you name it, especially, say we go into a depression or whatever. But obviously pretty unlikely. So, yeah, looking at that, if you look at the weekly here, RSIs, gap to RSIs are coming up a little bit, VWAP coming up. I could potentially see us doing maybe not making really much of a higher high like here, but maybe a double top at 31 or 30 or something like that. Staying bullish potentially until next FOMC meeting, which is in kind of mid-June. You could stay a little bit bullish until then, potentially. Then that could knock us down. What I don't think is going to happen is I don't think we're going to go up to 40K or just keep pumping up like that. That would be wild. I mean, anything could happen, but that's not really what I'm seeing at the moment. If we get into more of the short term here, what I'm looking at is, so you got the daily VO starting to come down. You may get a kind of a trigger wave pretty soon here on the daily. You're still kind of in that head and shoulders type thing. That's the head and then the third shoulder kind of forming. You're bouncing around there. The volume area high is up at 28.9, so that's a big area to look at. Also, what we're looking at like right now is potentially what you have. You probably see a little bit better here, like on the 8, potentially like a bull pennant kind of forming. If you break upward out of that, your technical target is going to be up a bit higher here. It's going to be somewhere around, let's see here, right around here, that volume area high 29, which I do think is definitely in the cards here. You're not getting really any bearish like divs just yet. This is not a bearish div. Money flow is making a lower low here. If money flow is coming high, price is coming higher, this would be a bearish div, but not a bearish div just yet. And what you're seeing is kind of at the bottom of this triangle, you're seeing a double bottom pattern, about to get a trigger wave on the hourly. If you've been following along with my trades, if you're in the premium Discord, you saw I added to the Bitcoin long yesterday, risk-free trade. So that'll do well if we do pump up here. And I'm kind of waiting to potentially do something else. I'm just kind of waiting. I mean, if you wanted to, potentially on this, is this a bullish div? Maybe just about, yeah, probably just about a bullish div right there. Try to go long there. We could be forming somewhat of a reverse head and shoulders. And by the way, if you guys are interested in the premium Discord with some exclusive analysis from me and 2 other analysts with trade setups, and entry points, stop losses, all of that, check out the link down below. We provide a really, really good product down there. So I think it's going to help you guys out a lot. So check it out. And yeah, generally that head and shoulders forming, if you could hold this area, pump up your back up to the high of this, 27.8. If you pump out of this, potentially a bull pennant forming, your high is right there. So that's what we got to look at right now in terms of what I'm looking at. I mean, if you do look at the hourly, 30-minute 2, we're trying to come back into the green. So a little bit tough to say, but I could definitely see a little bit more here. Now, if we look at ETH, a lot of the same thing. If you look at first impression, reverse head and shoulders, if you break upward out of that, I mean, if you break out of this volume area high, theoretically, your this volume pocket from down there to up there, theoretically, your technical target is going to be up at right around here, this spiral line, 2100, which would give us a double top from over here. Bitcoin would probably be at 30 or 31K if that did happen. That's probably the most bullish I could see for the next like 2 weeks or whatever. Kind of not thinking that's going to happen, but we'll absolutely have to see here. And then if you look right now, similar to Bitcoin, we do have a fib level. This is a pretty significant fib level we're hitting right now for Ethereum. So getting that kind of like, you probably look at it better. Yeah, not exactly a bullish div right there. But you got that bounce off of that reverse head and shoulders. You're trying to come up right now. So maybe you could get, out of this larger reverse head and shoulders and kind of break up more forward. In terms of middle time frames right here, I just wanted to take a look. Money flow is still decently strong here on the 10-hour. I could see that potentially, coming up a little bit more here, kind of that area. And you break up to maybe this high or somewhere around there. And, next few days potentially. So that's if you break out of this potentially bull pennant forming there. So yeah, so kind of on the short term, a little bit tricky of a market to try to trade or navigate at the moment. I mean, you're printing a bearish div, or maybe just about a bearish div on this, let's see here, this 3-week, or this 3-day. Yeah, that would be just about a bearish div. That's going to confirm in 30 minutes. So for the bear case, for the rejection off of the volume area high here, I do think the short from here may be a good possibility, and I might be taking this pretty soon. If I would give it a shot, if I was to give a short a shot right now, something like that would be a big area to lock in profits there, and then you'd most likely come down farther if the bearish case does play out here. So that's what I'm looking at right now. On the real high time frames here, you confirmed the red dot on the 12-day, very, very similar to 2019 over there. So in terms of this, we would just come kind of straight down. You probably definitely would not have a jump up to 2100, based on the 12-day where we're looking right here. And then if we look at the 2-week one to take a look at, you're going to confirm that in 5 days, 2-week red dot. So if it plays out like this, you're just kind of headed down here. So that would reaffirm the notion to potentially take the short here, I think. So yeah. Also, total 3 right now. This is total crypto market cap excluding Bitcoin and ETH. Still very bearish. I mean, I could see us potentially coming up a little bit more here. Maybe 30. Maybe even probably not 400. Maybe you still wouldn't even be above that high right there from April if you do come to $400 billion. But in terms of the 2-week, I mean, this just looks bad in all sorts of ways. Could bounce around, but I think it will eventually play out. And I think the big thing that's going to, be the catalyst for this is every time we see meme coin rallies, like in May of 21, in November of 21 with Shiba and other stuff, we've always kind of come down. The altcoin market has always kind of gotten obliterated. Look right there, look right there. I mean, I believe even there were meme coins that did well over here too. They came down. Somebody was telling me this, and then we kind of crashed down there. So that's what I'm thinking is most likely going to happen into the end of the year here. So yeah, be careful kind of long term with the longs. I think the swing shorts are going to work the best for the next few months into the end of the year for a potential, this is probably going to make a lower low. Like if you break downward out of this parallel channel, your technical target's going to be, around 180 or something. So that's the big place to potentially get into altcoins. That's a big place to potentially get into altcoins. And if we look at Bitcoin dominance here, and this is eventually going to break up. It may take some more time. I mean, this is taking a while, but I think once you see a significant pullback, significant crash in the markets, this guy's going to shoot up similar to over here. Once you get into the green, that's your place to DCA into altcoins now. That's what I'm looking at. Also on the DXY, I think this could potentially come up higher here. Short term, maybe we come down, retest 103 or something, but I think on the long term, this is going to come up higher, and we're going to get to these areas into the end of the year, 115, and maybe even higher into next year. This could be more of an extended bear market, especially for traditional markets. Now, keep in mind, Bitcoin typically bottoms out before traditional markets, so don't get all scared if this gets up to 130 towards middle 2024. Bitcoin and altcoins will probably be bottomed out before this peaks out. Now, also, if you look at XRP, this one's been jumping up. Want to look at this a little bit. You got the green dot there. Gapped RSI a little bit, so I could potentially see this coming up a little bit more here, maybe 55 cents or something, maybe this high around here. There's probably a lot of stop losses around here. Maybe you can get up to 57. And then as these gapped RSIs just come up a little bit more, you're probably going to see a repeat of what's right here. And then that's finally where you do come down. In terms of the lawsuit, I don't think you're really going to get major news about that until we see more crypto regulation passed, which is probably going to be end of year at the earliest. I think this is going to go on for more time with that case, and I think inevitably you're going to kind of come down farther here, I think. 2 week, we'll see if we can confirm that green dot. Maybe not. Maybe within the next 5 days we do hit our top and come down here. So yeah, good place to kind of probably lock in profits. You are hitting some traffic right there if you're long on this guy. But yeah, I think we're getting to the point where at the most another couple weeks until the FOMC meeting comes out, and then a lot of this starts to come down. So yeah, guys, hope you got something out of this market update. If you enjoyed the content, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, check out the premium Discord down below. If you want 1 free month in the premium Discord, sign up to either MEXC or FAIRDESK if you're an experienced trader with my link down below, and deposit at least $200 and shoot me a DM on Discord with your UID, and then I will get you sorted to get you a free month in the exclusive Discord. Also have a trading course if you guys are new. I think it's really helpful. A lot of people have really liked it, so check that out down below. 20% off. Discount bear market. Discount code bearmarket20. So guys, check that all out. That's all I got, guys. Have a good one. Goodbye.